So, there are a lot of things that are a little unclear about this, and that's the main point that we're coming to, is that there is a lack of evidence on both sides, and so we're kind of coming to a standstill. But on that, it's a kind of an issue of innocent until proven guilty, or guilty until proven innocent. We choose to believe that the hormone itself, we need more research on it. We need to continue using it and then find out more about it to increase the technology. The idea that it may be harmful should not, fear us into going into the future. Yes, it's true that consumers do prefer meat, or the hormone-free meat, just as I mentioned, but only because the labels state that it may be better for you, which it may not necessarily be so. The hormone is very harmless to the human body. In fact, back in the early 1960s, biotechnologists, according to Michael Maloff for the MSN Health and Fitness, biotechnologists had hoped that growth hormones from cows might be used to treat a certain type of dwarfism, just as insulin from pigs is being used to treat diabetes. To test the theory, the bovine soma dystrophin was injected directly into the bloodstreams of the human subjects. It was found to be biologically inactive. The human body simply broke down and absorbed the BSD with no consequences. It's also from a report on the FDA. It says that the long-term studies were not necessary for studying the safety of RPG. Was based on studies which showed that the bovine growth hormone is biologically inactive in humans, even if injected. RBGH is orally inactive, and BGH and RBGH are biologically indistinguishable, which is something that my opponent mentions, that there is no way to tell the difference between whether the hormone is created artificially or if it, in fact, is if it's real. But to that end, that just shows the similarities, and that there is no such thing as a hormone-free milk or hormone-free meat, because it's always going to have the hormone of the animal previous, whether or not we give it artificial hormones. The way we tell the difference is simply by taking the word of the farm, whether they do or do not spend the money on the injections. In conclusion, it's really hard to say that we should just give up on it. We can't see the road that we're walking, but that does not mean that we should get off. We have to keep moving forward. In the end, we should just keep the way it is currently, because there's a lack of evidence either way.
You guys are done right now. You can do that.